Hi everyone, we're Jim and Carolyn Gabriels and we're your missionaries here serving in Cambodia. We wanted to thank you first of all before we share about our ministry for your generous support over so many years. You're sending teams to us, reading our newsletters, encouraging us through emails. Thank you so much for helping us keep going here. We're not in our home right now. We're here in the 18th floor of a hotel. We're in a quarantine. We've just come back from America. We were there for a few weeks to visit family over the holidays. Now we're in a quarantine. We're presently in day 12, and the reason, I guess you would know why we're counting the days. Tomorrow is our final test, our COVID test, and then we hope to be released on day 14 from our quarantine. And I know many of you are either in quarantine or shelter in place. I actually looked it up on the internet, and California was the first name I saw after shelter in place. So I know you've been struggling with that. We've now been here in this room for almost 2 weeks, and so we know how you were feeling. So we want to just thank you for your support and walking with us so far. One of our primary ministries is running a seasonal Bible school, and this is where we invite students that typically live in the village, live far away, to come in and study with us for 5 days. And we found that we do this 4 times a year. We found this to be much more effective than trying to send people to a school like down in the capital city, Phnom Penh, where they come, they're away for 5 days. We try to stay up on the seasonal times when they're not farming, when we're freed up, and we invite them in and we study morning, day, and night. Now this school was dramatically affected. All schools were affected during COVID-19. So one little story is back in the middle of March last year, we had the second school for our season. It started in March, and we gathered the students that morning, and that day the government made a proclamation that all schools would shut down. And so we had the students there, we had the food purchased, the students were all gathered, and the staff was off conferring in a corner of what to do, trying to respond to the news. So sometimes the Cambodian government, they make things enacted immediately. So that was the case. So we had a lunch together, and then we sent everybody home. We have not gathered since that time. The good news is that we are going to be gathering this next Monday and restart that session we were going to miss. So it's been a long time, and in the middle of that, we've been able to keep up with the students somewhat. It's a little hard. They often work in the forest, they cut wood, they're out of phone service, we can't always reach them. So we've made a number of trips to visit them in their village to try to encourage them, but as I understand it, most or all will come back to our school next week. So we're excited about that, and we hope to be out of quarantine, tool up a little bit in the city here, and then head up immediately for our school.
We want to tell you a little bit about a dorm that we have in Previhia province where we live, and this is a dorm for high school students who live too far away from a high school to really be able to attend, particularly students who have less resources. So this dorm was set up as a way that we can both meet a real need in Cambodia for education, and also have an opportunity for spending 3 years with high school students and enabling them to hear the gospel and see the gospel. And we've found it to be a really great platform for sharing the gospel and making disciples. So this dorm was hit hard during COVID in terms of our students having to go home for a couple months. The education system in Cambodia was not set up to be able to do school online, and the students were not set up for that as well. So our students did not do well when they were back in their homes. They had no way really of connecting to the online schooling that was being put out by the educational system. So eventually they were allowed to come back. We're super grateful for that. They came back and they were able to use our Wi-Fi, stay connected with their lessons. Our tutors that we do provide for them were able to also zoom in and sit with the students and continue to help tutor them along. So this went great. We were also very thankful to be able to build our second dorm this year. So this past year we've had boys on campus and girls. And that's gone really well, and our building is complete. Thank you so much for helping in that process and being part of all that you do to help Blackbird Eye run.
In addition to our role at Prevahia, I'm also serving as the field director for World Team Cambodia. And as you can imagine, for many of you, COVID-19 was a very busy season. There wasn't the resting and picking up new hobbies and things that I saw, online in some cases. For us, it was a very busy season. A lot of people who were outside the country wanted to get back in. A lot of people who were in needed to get out for medical reasons, or were going to begin a home assignment and needed to leave prior to getting stuck. This was all right as the travel restrictions were occurring back in March. Cambodia put heavy restrictions on entering Cambodia. They disbanded their visa on arrival program, so we all had to go through the embassy to get new visas. This was all occurring while we were in a growth spurt, trying to bring in a number of new missionaries into Cambodia. It was really, humanly speaking, the wrong time to bring a lot of new people in. But thankfully, they're all here now. They're all studying language. We were able to achieve that, but it was a bit tiring and a bit of an administrative workload.
So just to wrap up on a personal note, as far as our family goes, Jacob has graduated high school as of last May, and the two older ones, Sam and Megan, are both going to graduate college as of this coming May. And they're all doing well. We're very thankful for that.
Okay. We intend to come back this summer for our home assignment. We did do a short trip to the States to be with the family over the holidays, but we'll do our regular home assignment from about April to September. And we hope to visit you if possible. And we want to again thank you for your support and your encouragement of us and your interest in us. God bless you.
Bless you.